Christianity. In Christianity, the creation story is found in the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. God created the universe out of nothing in 6 days and rested on the seventh, establishing the Sabbath. On the first day, God created light, separating it from darkness and calling them day and night. On the second day, He created the sky, forming an expanse to divide the waters above from the waters below. The third day saw the appearance of dry land and the growth of all kinds of plants and trees. On the fourth day, God placed the sun, moon, and stars in the sky to mark time, seasons, and years. The fifth day brought the creation of sea creatures and birds. On the sixth day, God made land animals and humankind, forming Adam from the dust and breathing life into him. Eve was created from Adam's rib to be his companion, and they were placed in the Garden of Eden. The story emphasizes that creation was orderly, purposeful, and declared very good by God. Islam teaches that Allah is the sole creator of the universe and everything within it. The Quran describes creation as occurring in 6 ayam, or periods, which do not necessarily represent literal days. Allah first created the heavens and the earth, shaping them with wisdom and purpose. He spread out the earth, anchored it with mountains, and caused rivers and vegetation to grow. The celestial bodies, such as the sun, moon, and stars, were created to provide light and serve as signs for timekeeping and guidance. Allah then created living beings, including animals and humans, from clay and water. Adam was formed as the first human and was taught knowledge by Allah, elevating him above the angels. Allah commanded the angels to bow to Adam, but Iblis, Satan, refused out of pride and was cast out. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes that Allah needs no helper and simply says be, and creation is. All of creation reflects Allah's power, mercy, and oneness, with humans made as stewards of the earth. Judaism's creation account is detailed in the book of Genesis, which forms part of the Hebrew Bible, or Tanakh. God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh, instituting Shabbat, a day of rest and sanctity. On the first day, He made light and separated it from darkness. On the second, He created the firmament to divide the waters above from the waters below, calling it the sky. On the third day, dry land emerged, and all forms of vegetation and plant life were created. The fourth day saw the creation of the sun, moon, and stars to govern the day and night and mark the passage of time. On the fifth day, God created fish and birds, and on the sixth, He created land animals and finally humans. Adam and Eve were formed in God's image and given responsibility over creation. Their disobedience in the Garden of Eden introduced human struggle and mortality, but not a break in God's covenant. The story reflects themes of divine order, human responsibility, and the sanctity of creation. Hinduism contains multiple creation stories, reflecting its vast and diverse philosophical traditions. A common narrative involves the Trimurti, where Brahma is the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. According to one story, the universe was created when Brahma emerged from a lotus that grew from Vishnu's navel as he lay upon the cosmic ocean. Another tale describes the cosmic sacrifice of Purusha, the primordial being, whose body was divided to form the cosmos and the 4 social classes, Varnas. The Rig Veda speaks of creation arising from the void through a cosmic force and an intense act of desire. In the Samkhya philosophy, creation arises from the interaction between Purusha, consciousness, and Prakriti, matter. Time is viewed as cyclical, and the universe undergoes endless cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction. There is no definitive beginning or end, and multiple realms and gods coexist within the cosmos. The universe is seen as both divine and illusionary, Maya, depending on the perspective. Creation, in Hinduism, is less about a single act and more about an ongoing, divine process. Buddhism does not emphasize a creator god or a definitive beginning of the universe. Instead, it teaches that the cosmos has no discernible starting point and undergoes endless cycles of creation and destruction. Buddhist cosmology describes multiple realms of existence, including heavens, hells, and earthly planes, all influenced by karma. Beings are born into different realms based on their actions in past lives, not through divine intervention. The universe forms and dissolves as a result of cause and effect, known as dependent origination, pratityasamutpada. In some texts, such as the Aganya Sutta, the Buddha offers a symbolic story of cosmic evolution, involving beings descending from a luminous state into physical form. These stories are not meant to be taken literally, but to convey moral and philosophical truths. The focus is on understanding suffering and the path to enlightenment, not on explaining material creation. Time is seen as vast and immeasurable, with no clear origin. For Buddhists, the universe exists through conditions, not through a creator deity. Sikhism teaches that the universe was created by one formless, timeless God known as Waheguru. According to Sikh scripture, God created the universe through a divine command or word, referred to as hukam. Before creation, there was only God, in an infinite, silent void. With a single utterance, God brought the entire cosmos into existence, including time, space, matter, and life. The Guru Granth Sahib states that God created countless worlds and realms, all of which remain under divine control. There is no concept of an anthropomorphic creator or multiple gods in Sikhism. God is formless, beyond gender and time. God's creative act is continuous, not limited to a single moment in history. All creation is viewed as sacred and interconnected, and humans are urged to see the divine light in all beings. The purpose of human life is to recognize the Creator through love, humility, and service. Sikhism teaches that the divine is both transcendent and immanent within creation. Taoism. In Taoism, creation is not attributed to a personal god, but to the Tao, also spelled Tao, the ultimate, ineffable force that underlies and flows through all things. The Tao is eternal and without origin, existing before heaven and earth. According to the Tao Te Ching, the Tao gave birth to one gave birth to two gave birth to three, and three gave birth to the 10,000 things. This refers to the process of creation through cosmic balance, yin and yang, the dual forces of nature. From their interaction, the visible world comes into being, constantly changing and flowing in harmony. Taoism views creation as spontaneous and natural, without planning or intervention. The world is seen not as something made by a deity, but as an organic unfolding of the Tao. Nature is revered, and harmony with the Tao is the goal of life. Creation is eternal, cyclical, and balanced, with no beginning or end. Shinto. Shinto, the indigenous religion of Japan, tells a mythological creation story centered on the divine kami, spirits or gods. In the beginning, there was a chaotic, formless void from which heaven and earth gradually separated. The first kami emerged naturally, and among them were Izanagi and Izanami, a divine pair tasked with creating the Japanese islands. Using a jeweled spear, they stirred the ocean, and the drops that fell formed the first island. They descended to this island and bore many other islands and kami. Izanami later died giving birth to the fire god, and her death led Izanagi to purify himself, during which more kami were born, including Amaterasu, the sun goddess. Amaterasu is considered the ancestress of the Japanese imperial family. The Shinto creation myth emphasizes the sacredness of the land and its divine origins. Nature is infused with the presence of kami, making the world spiritually alive. Creation is ongoing, and humans participate in maintaining harmony with the kami through rituals and respect for nature. Zoroastrianism. In Zoroastrianism, creation is a cosmic battle between the forces of good and evil. Ahura Mazda, the wise lord, is the supreme creator who brought the universe into being with perfect order and goodness. The material world was created to serve as the battlefield where humanity would help defeat evil. Ahura Mazda created everything in 7 stages: sky, water, earth, plants, animals, humans, and fire. The evil spirit Angra Mainyu, Ahriman, opposed this creation, introducing suffering and corruption. Humans, created last, have free will and a duty to uphold truth, Asha, and fight deceit, Daruj. The world is temporary and will be purified at the end of time in a final cosmic renewal. At that time, evil will be defeated and creation will be restored to its original perfection. Zoroastrianism emphasizes moral choice as part of the divine plan for creation. The ongoing struggle between light and darkness defines the human role in maintaining cosmic order. Jainism. Jainism teaches that the universe has no beginning or end and was never created by a god. It is eternal and operates according to natural laws, without any divine intervention. The cosmos is composed of 2 eternal substances, jiva, soul, and ajiva, non-soul matter. Time moves in vast cycles with ascending and descending halves, each lasting billions of years. In each cycle, the universe undergoes gradual evolution and decay, but it is never created or destroyed. Jains believe in countless living souls, each with the potential for liberation from the cycle of rebirth. The universe is shaped like a cosmic man, with different realms for gods, humans, and hell beings. Karma binds the soul to the cycle of birth and death, not a creator deity. Liberation, moksha, comes through non-violence, truth, and ascetic discipline. The world exists eternally, and the goal is not to understand creation, but to free the soul from it. Confucianism. Confucianism is more a system of ethics and social philosophy than a religion, but it does offer views on cosmology and creation. It draws on ancient Chinese concepts such as heaven, tian, and the mandate of heaven, which refer to the natural moral order of the universe. The creation of the universe is attributed to the spontaneous movements of the Tao, Wei, through the interplay of yin and yang. Confucius himself did not speculate much about metaphysical origins, focusing instead on how humans should live in harmony with the moral order. Later, Confucian thinkers like Dong Zhongshu integrated cosmology into Confucianism, viewing the universe as a vast living organism. The cosmos was formed through the transformation of qi, vital energy, which gives rise to all matter and life. Heaven is not a personal god, but a guiding force that rewards virtue and punishes vice. Humans have a central role in maintaining harmony by cultivating righteousness, filial piety, and social responsibility. Creation is seen more as an unfolding process of order rather than a single divine act. The focus is on moral alignment with the universe rather than on origins. Bahá'í Faith. The Bahá'í Faith teaches that God is the eternal, unknowable creator of all things. Creation is ongoing and has no beginning or end from the perspective of God's eternal nature. The universe and everything within it were created out of love, as a means for souls to come to know and worship God. God created all things through His will, using the divine word or command. The Bahá'í writings emphasize that creation is both spiritual and physical, and human beings hold a unique position due to their capacity to reflect divine attributes. Prophets and manifestations of God, such as Moses, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, and Baha'u'llah, are seen as educators sent by God to guide humanity across different ages. Each revelation unfolds more of God's plan, suited to the needs of the time. Science and religion are seen as complementary ways of understanding the world and its origins. While creation is real and meaningful, its ultimate purpose is spiritual development. The goal of life is to grow closer to God through knowledge, service, and love. If you liked this video, you'll definitely want to check out our next one on the 7 levels of hell in Islam. Discover what the Quran and Hadith say about each level, who they are for, and what they represent. It's a powerful look into justice, mercy, and the afterlife in Islamic belief. Don't miss it. Hit that subscribe button to stay updated.